Hello guys, welcome to Travel Guide. Today I am going to introduce you 10 of the best places in Iran to visit during your trip to this country. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's go. 1. Isfahan, gilded with the riches of more kings and sultans and Muslim palaces, then you can shake a cobalt blue ceramic pot from a Zagros mountain village at the glorious city of Isfahan is unquestionably one of the most beautiful in all of Iran. Its heart is dominated by the colossal Naxi-e-Jahan Square, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that's ringed by ceramic-fronted mosques and gorgeous Safavid palaces. Elsewhere, and babbling fountains give way to tree-dotted avenues. Legendary madrasas pop up on the streets, and arabesque souks burst with multicolored stacks of spices and tassel-fringed carpets from the east. Isfahan's the Iran you really have to see. 2. Shirazi. Eulogized and eulogized over and over again by romantic poets and travelers, and revered as the birthplace of the great Persian wordsmiths Hafez and Saadi. Shiraz is a city steeped in heritage and culture. Visitors will be able to spot the great tombs of those writers nestled between the palm-dotted flower-sprouting gardens of Bifabade and Iram, along with the intricate arabesque interiors of the Nasir al-Mulk Mosque and the 1,000-year-old Corn Gate. Rather surprisingly, the town also lends its name to a popular strain of wine, and despite the cascading vineyards of the Fars province long since having dried up, it's thought that some of the world's earliest white tipples were produced here nearly 7 millennia ago. 3. Tehran, and Tehran certainly isn't a looker like Shiraz or Isfahan. Apart from the rugged wall of snow-tipped Alborz Mountains that rise like a phalanx on the northern edge of town, the place is largely dominated by concrete and packed with smog, creating traffic jams aplenty. However, like it or loathe it, this sprawling metropolis is the epicenter of the country's politics and economy, and that surely counts for something, right? Well, a lot actually. Great monuments like the Azadi Tower have been raised here, while the glimmering wonders of the treasury of the national jewels and the mummified princes of the National Museum of Iran are just some of the awesome relics to see. Add to that clutch of stylish tea houses and coffee shops, frantic bazaars, and youthful student energy, and the hand really isn't all that bad. 4. Dizin. Perched nearly 3,000 meters up in the snowy heights of the Alborz Mountains, where the European Caucasus crash into the Asian ranges, the small hill station of Dizin has firmly established itself as one of Iran's top winter sports destinations, with a clutch of good-groomed pistes ranging from moderate difficulty to challenging runs, and a selection of cableways and chairlifts that were first installed in the 1960s. The soaring resort is one of the top places to don the skis and salopettes here. There are also some Alpine-style hotels and awesome views of the cone of massive Mount Damavand in the distance. 5. Yazd. The adobe warren of the Yazd Old Town is like something out of Arabian Nights. Here and there, turrets gilded in intricate geometric designs loft above the mosque domes. The scents of incense and mint tea twist and turn from the cafes. Meanwhile, the middle of the city is dominated by mysterious Zoroastrian fire temples and the spiked minarets of the Shia Husseiniya, that is the Amir Chakmak complex. And then there are the souks, where dust devils twirl between the cotton and silk emporiums and shisha pipes puff in the background.
Yep.
It's precisely the sort of place you'd expect to trace the footsteps of one Marco Polo. 6. Persepolis. Great kings by the name of Cyrus, Darius, and Xerxes all set foot between the sun-scorched streets of Persepolis once upon a time, for it was here, amidst the arid erstwhile vineyards of Shiraz and the babbling Pulvar River, that the mighty Persian Empire made its home from the 5th century to the 3rd century BC. Today, only traces of this once feared power in the east remain. With a clutch of looming marble columns and a couple of steel, all that's left to mark the great compound out amongst the rising hills of Rameh Mount. Travelers can immerse themselves in the history and even see the tomb of the revered King Darius I. 7. Tabriz. With a history of more than 4,500 years, there's evidence to show that Tabriz is one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the entire world. At deep past now reveals itself in the layers of architectural majesty. The place is known for at spots like the colossal Blue Mosque of 1465, which comes gutted with shimmering ceramics of a deep cobalt blue. Another real must-see is the sprawling bazaar of Tabriz, which is known as one of the great trading outposts of the Old Silk Road. Today, the vaulted ceilings and alcoves of this ancient merchant center still burst with shimmering gold jewelry and blood red carpets, sweet-smelling Turkic pastries, and oodles of spice from the east. 8. Mashhad. Mashhad is hallowed ground for many Iranians. It houses the revered tomb of the 8th Imam of Shia Islam, Ali al-Rida or Imam Reza. It's a seriously holy place and is appropriately marked by the colossal Imam Reza shrine, which sprawls over nearly 600,000 square meters in the middle of the city. A glimmering mass of gold-clad minarets that go over 30 meters into the sky, and great domes inlaid with precious metal. It's definitely one of the country's most breathtaking pieces of architecture. Away from that must-see, and Mashhad also has clean streets and curious sculpture art, not to mention some saffron-infused curries that are sure to, set the taste buds a-tingling. 9. Rashie. For Iranians, Rash represents the gateway to the Shomol, a region of verdant hills and high rainfall that's really unlike anywhere else in the country. The unique climatic conditions of the high ridges that surround the town are made possible by its enviable location on the edge of the Caspian Sea, which also happens to imbue it with an array of other curious attractions. We're talking about the USSR-themed relics relating to the Soviet sympathizer Mirza Kuchak and the leafy European-style facades of the Shardari in the center. However, it's trips out to see the gorgeous Golestan National Park, where the misty forest house Persian leopards that usually come up trumps. 10. Kerman, encompassed by the sweeping deserts of the Iranian south. The old trading outpost of Kerman still clings to the bustling mercantile character it has had since the days when major trading routes between Arabia and India passed this way. Check out the sprawling bazaar in the heart of the city, where 5 spice mixes with chili and coriander powder between the vaulted emporiums. There are also earthy Turkic hammams to bathe in and a warren of mud brick streets to wander. And once the city's done and dusted, be sure to strap on the boots and go intrepid into the ochre-hued hills of Greater Kerman province. And finally, thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe. See you later, guys.